flex off in the Rico. I just sold it all, but my motherfucking soul, nigga. I wake up and I get straight to the payday. I do it for my oldest daughter, Lele. And tell us that I'm worried about it, daddy. And me and Jordan, this thing going crazy with a man out the store now. I got him singing out my songs now. Been a minute, got it going down. I tell my daddy that we on now. He said I let the sucker swarm around. I said I chop it like that boy down. Meditated, keep him dedicated. Streets know I educate him over motivated. Even though these niggas talking down, they bitches waiting. Soon that these bitches coming around, these niggas changing. Nothing they can do with them. While all these diamonds got me shining like the moon, nigga. Put out a plan and I had to put some moves, nigga. And I took the money, that's the motherfucking move, nigga. Better move, nigga. Yeah, you know I meditated, keep him dedicated. Streets know I educate him over motivated. Even though these niggas talking down, these bitches waiting. Soon that these bitches coming around, these niggas changing. Why y'all act like y'all don't want it from me? Why y'all act like y'all don't want it from me? Like y'all don't want it from me? Why y'all talk like y'all don't want it from me? Why y'all hate like y'all don't want it from me? It's like they want it for free. Let's take a ride down Key Street. Post on the Snoop back 10 D. Pouring liquor, putting weed up in the air. We can get the boxing dog, we ain't really care. Me and niggas going half spin bread. Jump up the poach when show, when scared. Never let the money up, pussy come between us. Fuck these bitches long, leave them long, burn their head. And then they like to put them chains on them. And they throw away the kid, they put some shade on him. His mama died, he was cold on the cellar floor. And I can hear it through the phone, he ain't the same homie. And then I had to ask what made you out of corner store. He said I needed me some change, homie. And John bad and he just had his first child. You know I'm praying for your daughter and that pain, homie. I tell the platter when it rain on me. No one can do it better, put my name on it. I'ma take a knuckle, put some cane on it. And young niggas spit fire, put a flame on it. I fell in love with the money, put a ring on it. Man, the way these niggas talking, put shame on it. And man, the way these niggas hate it, let it rain on them. We just want the money, fuck the bitches in the fire on the bitches. And you know I meditated, keep them dedicated. Streets know I educate them over motivated. Even though these niggas talking, daddy bitches waiting. Soon that these bitches coming around, these niggas shutting. Why y'all act like y'all don't want it from me? Why y'all act like y'all don't want it from me? Like y'all don't want it from me? Why y'all talk like y'all don't want it from me? Why y'all hate like y'all don't want it from me? It's like they want it for free.
It's your boy Booby Boo Wop, and you are tuned in to Show 83 on WTMH Radio.
Demi, Kravis, BBN, Benz by Noom. Hey, yeah. Slide like M. Bison. Slide like M. Bison. Hey. Rocks in my watch, I see through. Looking from the top, I can't see you. All I do is shine, all I do is shine. All I do is shine, all I do is shine. We ain't had much, we had to make do. Love it till you make it, then they hate you. All I do is shine, all I do is shine. All I do is shine, all I do is shine. I'm the only one I ever met as real as me. Rockstar with a felony. Ain't about no money, don't be texting me. Leave you on red like the letter B. Yeah, I know your baby mama feeling me. Got this big ego with my skinny jeans. Hit her from the back, make that limp. Eyes rolling back and she couldn't speak. Laid back, but the grind lit. On the what I drive, ain't no payment. Make another bag for my time spent. Always on time, ain't no late shit. Booked another show, I got another one. Still counting dough from the other one. Smoking on loud with the windows up. Roll that shit down, we don't give a fuck. Rocks in my watch, I see through. Looking from the top, I can't see you. All I do is shine, all I do is shine. All I do is shine, all I do is shine. We ain't had much, we had to make do. Love it till you make it, then they hate you. All I do is shine, all I do is shine. All I do is shine, all I do is shine. $100 line up, all these line up. I'ma beat the grind up, leave it with a shine up. Better step your rhymes up when I'm in the lineup. Maybe I'm a wife, only if she fine, bro. I don't know what type
Welcome back to Show 83. It's your boy L Bug, Boopy, Boo Wop, Boo Wop, J Marie, Juan Hondo
in the building.
Y'all know what to do, man. We gonna keep this show rocking, keep it moving. Right now, we got on the phone with us MzTU out of Fort Worth, Texas, by way of Rochester, New York.
Yes. How y'all doing?
Okay, how you doing today?
I'm good. How y'all doing? Yes, I am a native of the Rock, but I'm all the way here in Texas, in the DFW area. How y'all doing out there?
We're doing good, doing real good. You know, we ain't as hot as y'all, but you know, we're still doing good.
Yep.
Yeah, we about at 100 today, so you know, we're staying indoors.
Lord Jesus.
Got to be more careful.
Got to have the AC going.
Man, is it like regulation for y'all to have AC down here?
Believe it or not, there's still a lot of homes without AC, and I really feel bad for those people because you need it. You definitely need it. Just pay that bill and get it done.
You better get some ice.
Yes, but MzTU, you are a poet, a author, all around, basically an all around entrepreneur. Because I'm looking at some stuff, and it's like, yo, you got a lot of stuff that you've done. What actually got you into poetry?
Well, I've been doing poetry for the last couple of years now. What actually got me into it is going through some hard times in my marriage. So I've been married, in a couple weeks I'll be married for 24 years, y'all.
Wow.
Nice. Congratulations.
24 years of black love. Thank you. But that actually got me into it because, you know, going through a long-term relationship, you have to go through all the layers of it. And they're not always good. Every moment is not bigger than the last moment. So I went through a depression, and that is really how I found my voice.
Got you. So you have it's expressive poetry. And some of your letters to your husband?
Yes, my latest book is Love Letters from My Husband. I just released that 2 months ago, actually. But that is the 4th book in my expressive poetry collection. So my first poetry book is Expressive Poetry Volume 1. And I have Expressive Poetry Volume 2. And then I have the Open Mic series. And then my latest, again, is Love Letters from My Husband. And it's all expressive of going through, you know, marriage and ups and downs. And just to give you a little backstory on that, after 20 years, I was happily married all the way up to 20 years of marriage, and then the bombshell dropped. I found out that my husband had a mistress, and then we had to go through a whole bunch of turmoil, and God had to reveal some things in me, and he told me to share my story. I actually started off going to counseling. So anybody that's going through any mental health times in their life, I think counseling is a great thing. But one thing my counselor reminded me of is that she is a mandated reporter. So I could not share with her all my deepest, darkest, bitter moments that, you know, I felt like committing homicide. And I really couldn't share that with her. So I had to turn to poetry. And I had to get on the mic and share some of that stuff.
For poetry.
Yes, very therapeutic.
Body on this month.
So let me ask you, was that what prompted the move from New York to Virginia to Texas, or was that like a strategic thing that you did? Because, like I said, I see you are an entrepreneur of many different things. Yes.
So we moved from Rochester in probably 2007, I think. And then I moved to Virginia. Not anything to do with a bad marriage or anything like that. My husband, we always said once we got our degrees that we would travel and try to, you know, spice up life. Just, you know, move around, use our skills and our talents. We both have our master's degree, and he just started to branch out and, you know, take on some opportunities, and we moved to Winchester, Virginia, Stanton, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, and then we moved to Albany 2 years ago. So I actually just been in DFW in Texas for about 7-8 months now. So it's still pretty new. I'm still getting used to the heat.
I bet. So where is it that people
Yes.
can actually find your poetry and your books at?
Yes, you can find me. I'm all over social media, so you can look me up on Facebook and Instagram under MzTU Poetry, MzTU Poetry, and you can find all my books: Expressive Poetry Volume 1, Volume 2, the Open Mic Series, and Love Letters from My Husband, all on Amazon.com. So you can just put in MzTU Poetry, or you can put in Expressive Poetry, and I should pop up. You can actually just Google me. So Google me, MzTU Poetry, and a bunch of my videos and stuff will come up, and you can always contact me through email, MzTUPoetry@yahoo.com.
Cool. Do you have a poem for us?
Yes, I can share a poem with you guys. One poem I would share is out of the Open Mic Series, and I would share Poison and Venom. It's about anger and overcoming, feelings to deal with anxiety and stuff like that. So if you're ready, I can share that now, or if you have a couple more questions.
Yeah. We're gonna go through a couple more questions real quick, and we're gonna end it.
Yes.
When we end it, I definitely want to go through that with you. So you are. Can you break down the traveling wine and poetry parties that you do?
Yeah, okay. The MzTU traveling wine and poetry parties. I go into family and friends' home because a lot of people don't like to go to the cafe or to the bar or go out to some of the venues where poetry is at. So I bring poetry to you in your home where you're comfortable, where you can invite your friends and family over. You can have some sweet wine, and we share some drinks and stories, and it's all about sharing testimonies. So I bring my mic, I bring all my equipment with me, and I share some of my poems, and then before the night is over, I usually get a few people who are ready to tell their story as well, share their story, and just make some connections and know that you are not the only one going through whatever adversity you have experienced. So one of my mentors always say, your vision, if it is bright enough, it is the next closest thing to time travel. So if you want to do some time travel, you want to see yourself in the future, just write your vision and make it plain, and God will profess everything that you write down on paper.
Okay, that's what's up. So,
Amen,
what
amen.
if somebody wanted to actually, like, somebody you didn't know? Because I see it says you say family and friends. What if somebody that you didn't know that's like listening now wanted to be like, hey, if they listening down there in Texas and want to be like, hey, that's something dope. I would love to do that here. And wanted to hit you up and say, yo, can you come over here and do the wine and poetry?
Absolutely. So usually we Facebook makes connections closer than we have been in the past. So once I made a connection with you, we've had some conversation, we're already friends if we hit it off. So if you know somebody who wants to do a wine and poetry party in their home, just hit me up inbox me on Facebook or Instagram and say, I'm looking to have a social at my house, looking to do something different. You're having a barbecue, and here in Texas, we stay in the house until about 8 p.m. so it's a little too hot. So if you want to have a day party, even if it's an evening party, just, hit me up. I'll come on over. We set up a session, and we'll make it happen. We always bring more people into your circle. It's all about connecting, sharing testimonies, and, making some good friends in the process.
So is this like a national travel thing? So you will go all over the country?
No, you have to pay me for that.
Yes, well, that is a goal, to go all over the nation and do some of these parties, and that depends on what's going on. Sometimes if an event is big enough, they have a budget. So you just ask about a budget, and then, I can fly out, I can drive out. I usually do driving distance, but if it's something that's worthwhile to fly out, if you have a big enough event going on, I do that as well. I do book expos and I travel for those, and it's about sharing my voice and getting in front of as many people as I possibly can. So yes, I do shows out the area, and I talk to people that I didn't know before, and now we actually get to know each other. So yes, please hit me up. The girl MzTU.
There you have it, MzTU. You know, hit her up on all social media patterns or platforms.
Yes, platforms. Yes.
Express your voice, bub. Express your voice.
Express my voice.
Yes, it's all about expressive poetry and whatever your gift is. I saw you just had a couple artists on there, and what they do is poetry as well. To me, it's expressive poetry. So hopefully, you know, my goal is to reach out to some of these music entertainers and be able to share some of my poems with them, and they can add that into, you know, their music and what they do, and you know, we can make some connections that way.
That would be dope.
Yeah, for real.
Yes.
Well, can you go ahead and give us that poem that you was gonna do?
Okay, I surely will. I'm going to share a piece out of my open mic series, and it is entitled Poison and Venom. Poison and venom interrupted my thoughts, and I just got so angry. And I can just bite your ear off and swallow it whole, and I can taste the blood as it curdles and folds in my mouth, the sweet taste of victory. 'Cause sometimes I get so angry, and I lace these words like the whole squad has got my back. The way I talk smack, and I can just crack somebody with this bat and hit a home run with these words, traveling all the way over the fence, but I stepped over the line this time. Because sometimes it's hard to pretend when your anger becomes your friend. It hides, creates this smile, it plays. With these words, no pause or delays, these venomous words slide down pretty bitter, leaving an aftertaste, and I still just want to bite your ear off and chew it. And somehow I seem to get through it. I swallowed the blood and I regurgitated these words, and I tasted the venom, and I pushed it all the way back, and it almost came back like an acid attack erupts on the inside of me. That's why I get so angry, and I lace these words, I trace these words like fire was on my back. These words were charred and covered in all black, twisted like a melted tattoo lace with a razor fine edge and designed with sharp edges. And this picture was laced in anger, daggers dipped in poison and venom, when anger interrupted my thoughts because I got so angry that I got so angry that anger was my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Your girl,
Yeah,
MzTU.
MzTU, right there, MzTU, MzTU.
MzTU. Look your girl up on Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms. I want to thank y'all for having me on the show. Y'all are doing y'all thing over there, so keep it up and keep sharing y'all voice. I
And you better
appreciate
keep
y'all.
sharing this before we get so angry.
Hey, play no games, boy.
Yes.
Hey, yes, I did like that poem, but yeah, definitely gonna have to
Thank
get at you. You know, my wife, she's all into poetry and stuff like that. So,
All right. Yes.
well, yeah. So
But make sure she reach out to your girl. Like I said, I'm on Amazon. I have Expressive Poetry Volume 1 and Volume 2. My Volume 1 is my Moody Blues book. That is where I share all of my deep, dark, emotional, driven poems in there. I have poem titles such as Balls and Bitches, The Bitter Bitch, The Office Slut, a lot of titles that is very intriguing and relatable. to any relationship. Volume 2 is more of my social justice. I have Black Lives Matter, the Confederate symbol, and that. And, of course, I just shared a poem out of the Open Mic series, and I have many other poems like that. And, of course, my latest one is Love Letters from My Husband, where God had to take some of that bitterness and anger away and lift it off of me, because prayer works. If you're going through anything in your life, just know that prayer works. And I always say it sounds a little cliche, but put your faith first and everything else will work out. So I came back with Love Letters from My Husband.
All right. Well, there you guys have it. MzTU, MzTU Poetry. Hey, get at her on all platforms just that way, spelt out just that way. Real simple for you. We want to thank you again for coming or for joining us today and sharing your voice, sharing your poetry with us, and sharing your life basically with us on just this little short amount of time. But we will be
no problem.
Oh, not a doubt. We will be back though here in just a minute. Y'all know what we got. We got T with J. Marie coming up, 100 with Hondo, Miss Annie B in the building, and my favorite portion, STFD. All you people can sit the fuck down. Y'all know what it is. Shorty 3. We'll be right back.
Bitches out here fucking after one day. These niggas get put on losing in one day. I told my brothers we gon' make it one day. I seen a nigga get life over one day. I seen a nigga lose his life in one day. I'm just tryna touch it in one day. I'm just tryna feed my fam one day. I know I gotta get it, cause I ain't never had it. I keep praying to the Lord while I become a savage. Seen a nigga take his last breath, I swear that shit was tragic. Nigga fuck up the money, he disappear like magic. I know some junkies that started out as a man. Know some hoes take off their clothes just to see a couple bands. Seen friends turn to enemies, cause his homie done took the stand. Told them people the whole plan on the Bible was his right hand. Your whole life it can change in one day. Bitches out here fucking after one day. These niggas get put on losing in one day. I told my brothers we gon' make it one day. I seen a nigga get life over one day. I seen a nigga lose his life in one day. I'm just tryna touch it in one day. I'm just tryna feed my fam one day. These bitches wanna check, but they don't wanna work for it. These niggas wanna back, don't care if the family hurt for it. My homie tried to rob me, almost got his ass murked for it. Lord, bro, ain't got no sense, sniff a perk for it. For the money, tell me what would you do? I see niggas get set up right before the rent was due. For the money, tell me what would you do? Some nigga that was out here robbing, bricks splattered on my avenue. Your whole life it can change in one day. Bitches out here fucking after one day. These niggas get put on losing in one day. I told my brothers we gon' make it one day. I seen a nigga get life over one day. I seen a nigga lose his life in one day. I'm just tryna touch it in one day. I'm just tryna feed my fam one day.
Yeah, welcome back to Shorty 3. It's your boy L Bug, Booby, Boo Wop, Boo Wop.
I had to hit y'all with that.
Wow, Hondo.
I think Hondo was anticipating that.
He definitely was.
Stole my thunder.
And we got Miss Annie B over here. She gonna join us for the rest of the show. Y'all know what it is, man.
I'm here. What's up? What's up? What's up?
It's going down.
Y'all know what it is, man. I'm glad that song played right there. You know, sometimes our minds be in tune and we don't even know that they in tune because that song played.
Is that what happened?
That's exactly what happened.
Did he get poet on us? Didn't he? MzTU
He meant poetic.
Yeah.
Poetic.
What he
Okay, I don't know my terms.
Don't do him
That's
like
not
that.
my field.
Don't come at him
Sun
like
shines his rays of light on me. No, I ain't gonna finish that shit.
I was waiting like, is he going
Nah, I'm just saying
really
the way
finish
he
it?
came with that, it was just like
I'm ready.
it started painting a picture for me.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Some spoken word right there, man. A little spoken word in here.
Nah,
Well, what
none
you
of
got for
That
us,
was
though?
dope.
Anyway, So, you know, we got the hot girl summer we about to talk about. You know what I'm
Hot
saying?
girl summer.
Let me, where did the, like, I understand, I know where it came from, but why?
Single girls.
Single girls is where
Sweaty
it came
leggings.
from? Sweaty leggings. I thought it was stinky leggings.
Fupas. I'm just saying, everybody want to be hot girl now, if I may, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be a hot girl now. To my, oh, it's all single, all summer 19. We a hot girl.
You know what's so sad though? Megan Thee Stallion did not create that for that. That was
They
just more
definitely
for
did not create
branding
that at all.
purposes.
Now everybody want to be a hot girl.
But you know the media
They
would
hot
take
eye,
something
that's why
and
hot.
put it in their own
They put their own spin on it.
thing.
You know the first people that you ever heard hot girls from?
hot girls.
You already know it was Lil Wayne manufactured.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
a hot
I need a
girl.
hot girl.
So what are
Now,
these girls that are doing that is
15
hot?
years
Well, you
later.
know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you what some of them is doing, like Alexa Sky. You know, everybody knows. I'm sure everybody has heard about this, but if you
Yes.
haven't seen the video, oh my
I haven't.
God.
I haven't seen the video. No.
Oh my
I have.
God. I would put it up on here, but
What you
y'all know we
talking about?
can't. Listen.
Yeah, we lost.
So they was at a cucumber party.
Oh, shit, I'm looking at shit.
Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead
Just Google
and
this shit right now.
You know,
girl
they
almost-
took it down most of the time. Most of it down.
some girl almost died trying to be a hot girl.
No, quit playing.
That was
bro.
before
Quick,
the.
yeah.
But
Oh, that was before?
That was before the cucumber.
Wait,
challenge.
I'm lost on that one.
No, it was the cucumber challenge. It got stuck in her. It got lodged.
Oh
in her
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
throat.
remember
At the
that.
strip club.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She
But that
like
was before
literally.
the cucumber
Yeah.
challenge happened though.
Is that what started the cucumber challenge?
I don't know why that wouldn't want to start it, but I know what you're talking about. She was in the strip club and going crazy, and then it broke, and it just.
Yeah, it broke
was
off.
stuck.
It broke off in her.
All I'm saying, females is leaving they niggas for the cucumber challenge. So
Which
I
is-
dare you.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Wait,
Hold
you
on,
did that?
females
Wait,
are
what?
What's sad
So why are
though-
you daring him?
But no,
He
but what,
can't look at the video.
but what's sad is, how do you think by you sucking on a cucumber is attractive, or going to attract you the man that you quote unquote are looking for?
The men that they quote unquote are looking for are the men that are actually out there in these clubs being extra thoughts themselves.
Them thought my God.
That's what
So they all
they
nasty. They all nasty.
They all hot girls.
like.
and boys.
man in the
Yo,
moment.
I'm showing you I can deep throat.
Nice.
So
Would you want your girl on camera showing that she
she
can?
would
A
never.
girl would
Okay.
never do that. But if another girl
Ooh,
chooses
that
to do
escalated.
it, that's not going to stop me
My girl do that.
from
She better
watching
stay-
her deep
So-
on the cucumber.
Real quick, I'm gonna tell you about this cucumber party that was
I'm trying to see
thrown
what that
by.
was.
Cucumber party.
It was a cucumber party. It was a pool cucumber party that was thrown by
fools made some damn
Boosie
money.
Badass and whatever Alexa Sky's new boyfriend's
What's
name.
his name? Trouble.
Yeah, Trouble. It was thrown by them. Okay,
No way, that's
and
funny.
so
Seriously.
Alexa Sky and. Like there was a lot of women around, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just running around sucking on cucumbers the whole damn day.
They need to be vegan ambassadors.
And then it
Seriously.
it really changed up at night. They really got wild. There was a video circulating of Alexa Sky and another young lady. She had the cucumber, and she was laying on. The young lady was laying on her back with the cucumber, going in on it. Like when she pulled it out, it would slop her all over it. All that
Oh,
stuff.
shit.
Handed it to Alexa Sky. I'm gonna paint a vivid picture for y'all. So if you a kid, get
I
away.
can't find it yet.
So she handed the cucumber to Alexa Sky. Alexa Sky in trouble sitting there with the girl. She laying on her back, legs spread open or whatever. Trouble move her underwear to the side, not her underwear, but her bikini to the side. And Alexa Sky proceeds to ram it up in there,
Oh! Hit the bell.
So-
one time
and then
for
take it out.
I was tough. He painted a
Very
real live.
There's a
They were having
difference
sex with a
between
cucumber.
pause for the cause. First of all, I'm sad because I love cucumbers. They are giving cucumbers and vegans a bad name. First of all, they are just using the cucumber. They ain't even eating the cucumber. At least they can eat the cucumber.
See, listen, it's good because we was sucking chicken bones.
What?
You say chicken bone, that's different.
You can have a
But
cucumber.
this is my point. There's a difference between being a freak and being just nasty.
So
That's nasty.
That's
let me tell you.
nasty.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, so now the girl was cool with it because you know what I'm saying. Alexa Sky pulled it out and put it back in her mouth. She definitely won the cucumber challenge that night.
Oh,
I don't even
shit.
think I like this right now.
She
So,
definitely won
Where
the
can I
cucumber.
find this? Google.
Can I recap on that? So
Go ahead.
The girl was going to town on her back, going crazy on
With
the
the
cucumber.
cucumber by
Uh-huh.
itself.
Trouble grabs the cucumber.
No, she hands the cucumber to Alexa Sky.
Alexa Sky
And
grab.
that's gonna
And
rinse
Trouble
her.
pulled the panties to the side.
Yeah.
Who is Trouble again? Is this a
Her
rapper?
Alexa Sky.
Too damn
boyfriend.
much, too damn much, too damn much.
Pull the
Alright,
shit to the
y'all.
side.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
But hold on, Queen, Jazz,
Huh?
What? Yes, queen. Cause see, this is the problem. Hot girls. First of all, y'all little girls out here don't even know what it means to be a hot girl in general. Let alone what part of their brain, like, why is that okay to them? Like, what is the objective? Okay.
They want money.
Like vibrators. You got
They not
vibrators.
getting no money for that.
Oh, they definitely want money. It was a challenge.
But why do you think Alexis Sky and all these ladies are doing it? That's my
so,
thing.
This is the thing. This is how I feel.
Alexis Sky is a porno person.
No, she's
right?
not. No, she's definitely not.
She's not a porno star.
That's Fetty Wap.
Is it for clout? Is it for attention? Yes. Is it just to say, hey, I'm nasty?
So listen, let me.
I'm not nasty, y'all. I want to talk about me.
Let me be 100% honest with y'all. This is my whole thing. With women, is one way or the other. Like, y'all want people to respect everything about y'all and want y'all to have y'all's own power over your own bodies and all that stuff.
Girls.
But yet, I said
and
women.
Women are different.
But once again, I said women the female persuasion, okay? Y'all want people to be like, all right, well, listen, this is a girl, this is her body, she can do whatever she want with it. So when a girl goes out here and does stuff like this, now, if she's okay with it and doing it herself, and she's okay with somebody else doing it to her, then it shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, you can call her nasty, a thought, and she shouldn't be doing all that, but that's her body. Well, why are you upset at her doing what she wants to do with her body?
I want to say that we are upset about what she's doing with her body. That's her body.
No, there's people that were pissed off. I wasn't talking about y'all in general. I was just saying there were people that were pissed off.
Which is unnecessary.
You can't do the cucumber like that. Facts.
She got to lay down with her vagina at the end of the night.
Right.
She need to go to the doctor. I'm just going to say that because, I mean, can I get a bail on the doctor?
No. You gotta work a little harder than that.
I don't know. I just feel like, but it's just crazy. Like, so y'all attracted to that? Like, what do y'all think about it?
I didn't say I was attracted to it, but it's something that you want to see.
I mean, it's alright, but it's nothing I want to go home to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking like, oh, that's some good. Yeah, that's
I want to go.
I wish my girl would be able to do that at home, off the street.
But I wouldn't want my girl to be a stripper.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so this is where.
But I don't want to marry a stripper.
So this is where me and Jazz, like, I even had a conversation with my other girlfriends. Like, men always say they like a natural woman, they like a real woman, and know how to cook and clean and got her own money and all these different things. I got a bail on that one
because I have that.
All right, shout out to Jazz Marie, J Marie. But the thing is, like, I just feel like every time a video vixen walks by, she's not real. And shout out to the women who, y'all like to add a little extra oomph, because we all like to be glamored up sometimes. But men always, just like y'all say, women always say that it's my body, and then you want to do the Me Too all of a sudden. It's me too, but you out here throwing your booty out and then expect some respect. But why do men always claim they like a natural woman? They like a curvy woman. They like it when she got her own this, her own that. And the moment a chick with an afro walk by, oh my gosh, she look nasty, her afro, or whatever.
What man have you been running into?
Okay.
I was about to say, wait, what man have you been running into?
Just like you said, girls versus women. I clearly must be talking about childish little boys.
Oh, definitely. There's big
difference.
But
the difference is the moment a video vixen walks by, all plastered up, all games aside, like all the extra stuff. The shorty over here who got her real stuff together don't get no play. And she, now if it's a one-time thing, I get that.
That's pretty much what's going to end up being. Like, you're not going to stay with that.
Like,
so why entertain that?
So this is what it is.
This is what it is.
Men, like you said, men. This is what men want as a relationship. Yeah.
No, I mean walking down the street.
All right, so just walking down the street. Yeah, you're definitely right because men are visual creatures, 100% visual.
Okay?
Humans are.
So
they're no horse.
Because
not all humans are.
Listen, a girl will basically with her girlfriend see a nice hot looking dude and oh my god, damn, he's sexy. It's girl, high five. Ooh,
but a dude with a dad bod can't get no love.
But a nigga with a dad bod don't get no type of attention.
No respect.
I'm confused. Where did the comparison come from? I'm like lost right now.
Well, dudes get plastic surgery now too.
You right. They get
and lace fronts.
They get
I'm about to get my hair long until I got a doctor appointment.
I'm not playing with you. I believe it.
So yeah, so that's
I
what that
delete
was.
this live.
We do gotta. We definitely gotta. We want to take a break.
CrazyBeats.com.
We're gonna be right back, and we're gonna definitely spring up this blue face thing. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Show 83.
Swag like this, swag like that. Woke up in the show with my swag in the sky. Swag like this, swag like that. Woke up out the store, got swag in the bag. Swag in the bag, swag in the bag. Hoes like, damn, he got swag in the bag. Swag in the bag, swag in the bag. It ain't hard for you to know got swag in the bag.
Woke up in the store and the clerk says hello. I respond back to it like a nice kind of fellow. Look up on the shelf and I see a couple threads. I ain't worried about the price cause I got a couple heads. A lettuce, cabbage, mucho, dinero. I need that fit to stay on foot like an arrow. Probably keep you girls on me like a sparrow. Probably make your mom get me like a scarecrow. Now where the air go? I leave his breath. Swag so divine and designed like a checklist. For long flow, go seam stretches. Stay so fly, the sky's connected to my side, right next to my phone. Call and get a bill out of this world to your home. No problem with me leaving this world cause I'm gone. Ain't no liquor or drugs, just my swag in them.
Swag like this, swag like that. Woke up in the store with my swag in the stack. Swag like this, swag like that. Woke up out the store, got swag in the bag. Swag in the bag, swag in the bag. Hoes like, damn, he got swag in the bag. Swag in the bag, swag in the bag. It ain't hard for you to know got swag in the bag.
Being broke and dusty, see why you dudes jealous. Hopped out the bench, coupe and Mason Mar jealous. Y'all did a nice song, but see, ours better. Two minds clever, put them together, run the city, get this cheddar. Been known to change the weather, my dude is all about whatever. Price tags, I never check them, my kicks don't ask me where I get them. I'm trying to ball like if I'm pivot, can never fall, cause I stay lifted. Pick my presence, see I'm gifted, right to prove my no religion. See, we all good, that's how I define swag. That's me in all hoods or whatever Anina's at. The cash, you see me flexing, she geeking, she tweaking bad. Said meet me up in the bag, so I can giggity from the back. Pay full for the shirt, better shoes, I pay half. For the number on the receipt, say gone with the fine ass. As I stroll out the store, here mumble as I pass. God damn, that boy got a whole lot of
swag like this, swag like that. Woke up in the store with my swag in the stack. Swag like this, swag like that. Woke up out the store, got swag in the bag. Swag in the bag, swag in the bag. Hoes like, damn, he got swag in the bag. Swag in the bag, swag in the bag. It ain't hard for you to know got swag in the bag.
Coming up next, Sipping Tea with J. Marie. You better not move.
Ven aquí, ahora mismo. Vámonos, apúrate. Vámonos, apúrate. Vámonos. Ven aquí, ahora mismo. Vámonos, apúrate. Vámonos, apúrate. Ya.
Ven aquí, ahora mismo. Vámonos, apúrate. Vámonos, apúrate. Ya. Come here, right now. Let's go. Hurry up, let's go. Hurry up, let's go. Yeah, Benjamin Franklin, come here, right now. No, not later. I need you right now. Sick of this 9 to 5 working. 285, I be swerving. All of the birds they be chirping. Ducking the cops in Suburbans. Know that I am on my grind every day. So when it's about money, there's no time to play. You know that I'm doing this. That hell is spit LTP boom. I'm pushing hits like I be selling bricks. While Lester be on his casino. Ven aquí, ahora mismo. Vámonos, apúrate. Vámonos, apúrate. Yeah, come here, right now. Let's go. Hurry up, let's go. Hurry up, let's go. Yeah, chasing the cash and I call it a honey-yard dash. Smile as I pass, laughing at niggas who think they could travel my path, but they don't know the half. I'm cut from a cloth where these niggas be killing. Don't give a fuck in them niggas. Stay diligent, money on mine, so they rich, vigilant. Dropping that weight that be same colors riches. If you knew what I knew, then you know I don't care. Cause I am cash on able, and this will be that year. I can't wait to free my big homie. They gave him 15 and then 30. I can't wait to free my big homie. The whole world be screaming free Dirty. Ven aquí, ahora mismo. Vámonos, apúrate. Vámonos, apúrate. Yeah, come here, right now. Let's go. Hurry up, let's go. Hurry up, let's go. Yeah, I'm smooth as a kitty cat, walking on carpet. Now look what they started, I'm going retarded. Walking on water like my name is Moses. My wife is a bone that is redder than roses. Hopping to be like Miyagi, I kill like karate. I'm sipping on sake. Nobody can stop me, I'm dabbing and jabbing like Rocky. Girls call me Poppy. I got me a check and I did it legitimate. Made me a banger, then check they delivered. They calling me ignorant, this was deliberate. What you saying, I know that you feeling so it. Don't hate, cause you late and you starving, we ate. See my dogs won the race and your team came last place. Ven aquí, ahora mismo. Vámonos, apúrate. Vámonos, apúrate. Yeah, come here right now. Let's go. Hurry up. Let's go. Hurry up. Let's go. Perfect.
What up? It's your girl J. Marie, and you already know what time it is.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what is this beverage? It's tea! Time for tea, time for tea. Bread and jam and company. Time for tea party!
My favorite part. This forever my favorite part forever.
All right, guys. So y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the tea.
Where your tea at, bro?
Baby, I was too broke for tea this week, y'all. So if y'all got enough money to send me some
got
tea.
some lemonade, but we
You
don't
got
get
that
some
big
tea.
ass thing of tea, bro.
You got real tea.
Jesus. How you gonna forget the real tea?
Oh,
You got a 5-gallon thing of juice.
All right,
so
so
Go ahead, baby. I was gonna crack a joke, but it ain't this moment.
It's your time. Give her time. Go ahead,
Gotta let
Jazz.
my lady shine.
okay.
I know that's right.
Get your shine on.
Hey man, listen, on the show, it's your co-host, not your lady. Let's get that right. Go ahead though, Dash.
All right, so before we do get started with this tea, have y'all heard the Megan Thee Stallion song with Nicki Minaj?
Yep.
Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki got a song?
Yeah, girl.
I'm
Called
so
Hot Girl
behind.
Summer.
I never knew.
It is true, right?
Yeah,
I don't listen to garbage, that's why.
You're silly. You ain't even hear it yet. So how do you know if it's trash?
Gotcha.
Nicki trash.
Nicki is garbage.
Whoa, you better not.
And she
that.
actually
Nicki,
wrote
I didn't
her
say
verse.
that, honey.
I don't care what she
I
wrote.
didn't say that.
Oh,
That's
Nicki
probably
wrote
why
her
it's
own
trash.
verse.
She wrote her
How you know?
own verse.
Oh.
Because that's what Breakfast Club dropped. They say she
Not Breakfast
actually
Club.
wrote her own verse.
I'm tired of
They
it.
put it out there.
That may be the
tired of
reason
it.
why that shit was ass.
Yeah, they sampled the City
Hey,
Girl
man.
song though, and
You
they
better
is
get
featuring
stung
Ty
by
Dolla
the
Sign.
barbs now. You might want to watch yourself.
I ain't gotta watch
They
nothing
sampled
because
the
she
City
ain't
Girl
nothing.
song.
When them barbs
Yeah,
don't
they
play.
sampled the City Girl song.
Everybody wanna be
wow.
Barbie.
Yeah, it was pretty. It's pretty interesting. So that means it is officially a hot girl summer, even though summer ends in like 4 weeks.
Damn.
It is officially
Yeah,
a
4 weeks
whack
is still
hot
a
girl
month.
summer then.
We still got a month left.
Hey,
Because that song was whack.
I'm not mad at the real hot girls. I just don't like the fake ones.
What's
A real hot girl.
I was just about to ask that. What's a real hot
Hey, there's
girl?
qualifications, okay? A real hot girl to me is somebody out here getting their paper. They chasing their paper. They trying to boss up, level up, got their own, you feel me, and don't need no nigga for nothing.
Nothing.
But
I thought that was a
everybody,
queen though.
No.
A
On
hot girl.
show 83, that is called a boss set.
Hot girl, yes.
Oh, boss set.
That is a boss set.
It's a boss set.
A hot girl.
A hot girl is a ride or die.
Ha!
That's all it is.
All
That's,
right, y'all. You know what? I'm not playing with y'all in this hot girl topic.
thoroughbred, what happened to that?
I want a hot girl.
Want a hot boy.
Alright, so Young Miami was recently shot outside of the music studio when she was sitting in her Mercedes.
She was shot?
Benz.
Or
Shot at.
Oh, I was about to say.
Did I say shot like
Yeah.
that?
You said shot.
Yeah.
Like she got
Like,
killed.
wait.
Bro, get the shit together.
Yeah, so sources are definitely saying that Kodak Black can be the reason for the shooting.
What?
I'm not sure if anyone was aware, but according to him, they were engaged. Like, he proposed to her.
To who?
Young Miami.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, so because he proposed to her, that made them engaged? What if she said no?
She shot him down, so he shot up the whip.
Did she have a ring on it?
Is that what happened?
Bars. Shout out to my nigga Hondo lyricist.
Now, I know there's definitely discrepancies
And Jada.
going around, basically saying that he proposed to her during one of his music videos. And I guess the guy that she's with, 808, I think is his name?
Yeah.
The guy that she was with, she's been with him. And that was more of like a video stunt, according to allegedly, or whatever the word you want to use. I don't freaking know. But Kodak Black ended up going to jail for falsifying some forms in order to get a gun.
Oh.
And while he was in jail, he found out that Young Miami was pregnant. A week later, Kodak decided to record a song from jail,
I remember this.
threatening her by saying he was going to punch her in the stomach.
Yeah.
And he sounds like a coward now.
Yeah.
He was
He's
sorry.
a whole dummy
Now.
anyway. He's been a whole dummy.
now.
For real.
Right.
Yeah, so thankfully, Young Miami and her baby was not injured.
Good.
She managed to escape by running for cover when the shots was fired. But her nice little red Benz got shot
I'm
up.
sorry. Okay, so
she
she got shot while she
She
was
got
in the car or out of the car? Shot at while she was in the car?
While she was in there.
While she was in the car.
I don't know.
So why'd you get out and run?
I mean, I wouldn't stay in the car that I'm about to get shot up in.
Oh, I'm definitely staying in there and I'm hitting
If the
swerves.
shots is hitting the car,
depends
I'm not
on what
gonna
they
jump
shoot.
into the bullets.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not about to jump out.
But if you
let me
go,
help you actually get a chance.
Okay, I don't know the logistics.
she probably
to that.
rolled out on the other side. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all got a whole story
All the way
line.
pregnant.
We making up our own story of what happened.
Quarters out.
But if she got out and the car was getting shot up, shot at, I'm thinking, well, she just slid out the other side.
Nah, I'm not. I can't. Like, honestly, your best way to get away is in a vehicle and not outside of the car.
So what if the
It's
car,
to drive off.
What if the car wasn't on?
Nobody said it was
Turn
a
it
drive.
on.
Nobody said it was a
What if
drive-by.
she
though.
wasn't in the car yet?
No, what? No, they
Push
said they shot it. So it was
Yeah, you got all
they
that
shot from
goddamn-
behind
If
it.
you got a goddamn push ball, you need to kill yourself anyway. You don't deserve to be living anyway.
Hey,
She
excuse
should've
me,
had a
us,
goddamn push ball.
What?
our latest model.
Because he just said push start, and I'm like, yeah, she got a red badge. It better be a push start.
Oh yeah.
She got a red Benz and she still got to
And I
turn the
was-
key.
and I was
That's a
like, what happened
problem.
I mean, what if she had a 98?
What if she had a classic?
I'm
My
tired,
shit,
y'all.
nah, they ain't push starts.
We just glad she alive and the baby's okay.
Just glad that she alive and the baby okay.
Good job,
You know what I'm
baby.
saying? She's still
Yeah.
out there talking about hot girl summers and all that stuff.
Her pregnant butt better not.
She
be.
better sit down.
She definitely can't be talking about hot girl summers.
Right.
But
She
I'm
got hot
saying
flashes.
What else you got for me?
that's
that's
menopause, man.
You still
Now,
get hot
according-
flashes when you're pregnant?
That is menopause. That's not the same.
Hey,
Y'all make me
something
sick.
something to do with a woman. I don't know.
I'm over it. So according to Blueface, he claimed that he had sex with over 1,000 women within the last 6 months.
They all tatted on his neck too, huh?
Yeah, all right.
So Vice from Big Boy's Neighborhood interviewed him and said that it's not mathematically possible.
Not at all.
Okay. Now Blueface even stated that he had 4 at one time. It was hard, but he did it.
And that's
okay?
cool, but that means you have to do that every day for 187 days.
But that's like actually say you.
So he had 8 girls in one day. Okay, he had 2
You can actually
foursomes.
be
What's
doing
up?
the thing.
Yeah.
Every day for 187
One day he had
straight.
3 foursomes.
That's a lot.
He need morning, night,
He gave each
in
girl,
the afternoon.
He gave each girl
okay?
2
No,
strokes.
you not
Somebody's
gonna
writing
do
his
that.
music anyway. It ain't like he really invested any time in anything else.
Somebody writing bullshit?
Period.
Facts.
Nah, he said he's
Yeah.
lyrically inclined. He's write his own.
All right, well.
So y'all basically saying it is impossible to have sex with 1,000 women in 6 months.
That is
No.
correct.
1,000 women?
That's correct.
That's why they call him Blueface, because he ain't got blue balls.
So how many? Okay. So how many women do you have to have sex with?
He had to have like 5 bitches lined up
4.5 women a day for 187 days.
and give them 2 taps apiece.
What's wrong with that?
Not possible.
Why it's not?
It's
I mean,
possible.
if you go to
It's
bed
possible.
having sex and wake up having sex, that's counted as 2 days.
All right, so every day.
He can hit 1,000 chicks in one day.
Can he?
I'm
probably
just
He
saying.
probably counting head too though.
Listen, if you got
I would
1,000,
count head.
if you got 1,000 girls lined up, you just eat some
I'll
and get
count
one
head
shot.
2
They get-
chicks.
they
you
get-
I don't see nothing wrong with it. I believe
you
it.
You officially hit 2 chicks a day and get head from 3.
We talking about hot girls too now. Remember this. We not
Damn.
talking about women. We talking about
What's the
hot
problem?
girls who.
I
want-
understand that, but your body has to recover
It
at some
does.
point in time.
Nobody
man.
said you had to actually produce anything. You still having sex, bro.
We need details.
Well, that's my tea for y'all. I don't know.
He nasty either way.
So okay, so guys,
Them
what
hoes
would your dream number be?
For what?
In 6 months?
How many women do you wish you can have sex with?
In 6
One.
months or
When I was
over life?
younger,
I'm going to
Over
save
life.
myself.
I guess you could say.
Definitely, if I can find one woman,
realize,
if I
I mean-
definitely can find, if it could be one person, definitely gonna be one person. Period. I don't need a whole bunch of different women.
I would say how many times a day do you need, or how many times a week do you need it? I don't know if that goes against the grain with saying how many women. There is a difference though.
That's
I know guys
specifically
like having
something.
sex with a whole bunch of different women.
That
so-
is true though.
Not always.
Or is that
That's
more
true.
of a
That's true.
conspiracy
When
theory?
I was younger, I wanted to have sex with every nationality in the world.
I did too.
Me too.
So
But
I would
there's
have
only a
sex with
few.
one-
Okay.
When Lil Wayne dropped that track, nigga.
Yeah, you know what I mean? When Ludacris came out, I got codes. I got hoes.
Different area codes.
See what I'm
Shit,
thinking?
man, only hit
white
Brooklyn
girls
and
in
Manhattan.
different
I still
I'm done with y'all.
So according to my Facebook Live, first of all, people ain't feeling Blueface. They just not.
He the hottest lyricist out there, right?
We have an alumni in the building.
An alumni.
We have a special guest.
Who it is?
In the building.
Oh, he sure is. Triple O done made an appearance.
Oh, shit. Bring your ass in there, Triple O.
He not over there hiding.
Yeah, he was tucked away.
I just want to add what somebody on Facebook said. They say single people.
Look at the veteran.
It's a vet in the building, y'all. They say single people go through more than married people when it comes to sexual relations. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Say that one more time.
That sounds right.
Single people go through more than married people when it comes to sexual relations or orientation or whatever.
Now, who have sex more?
I think married people have more sex.
No, they don't.
That's a damn lie.
No, they don't.
It depends on the couple, I think.
Married people have more sex in the beginning.
Are you married?
Yes, I've been married for 15 years.
That's how it learned. That's how it happened for you.
Years.
That's how it happened for me. That's how it
So,
happened
Andy B, how does it happen for you?
That is nowhere.
How long you been married, Andy B?
I've been together 15 years.
Been 15 years. Mm-hmm. And well, see, for a female, it's different. So let's change it, because a female may have more sex when they're married than with a guy.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Let's correct the narrative really quickly.
Real talk.
Wait, what was the difference?
Because females are different.
Females can have sex more often than men in a marriage.
I don't understand the difference.
But I'm having sex without my husband. That doesn't make no sense.
No sense to
oh,
me.
that's not relations. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like for female, I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna change the narrative.
I go back home.
When you with that one, that's your A1, your ace boo coon, and y'all got an understanding, and y'all some freaks. Then I don't know why it was slowed down. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, we all got a standard, and depending on the couple, it might increase.
So you telling me if your man was out of town for 3-4 days on some business, and you got an itch at home, you not gonna scratch it till he get home?
First of all, we were talking about actually having intercourse. That's what we was talking about.
This the thing with that.
We were definitely talking about
that. And I'm not about to tell people on Facebook my business like that.
And when you guys are together that long, you guys know each other.
I just got a question.
That's unacceptable.
This is gonna take 5 minutes. Okay.
You silly.
I'm gonna get you to where you need to go.
So check this out. It's a difference.
I know your angles.
It's a difference. But Booby, what's your question?
So I'm going on business and my girl catch crabs.
Oh,
so you gotta be more careful.
First of all, if my husband is going out of town or I'm going out of town, it's definitely going to happen before I leave, immediately before I leave. And then if I got an itch or he do, well, we could FaceTime each other, we could talk, we could do whatever we got to do. And then when I get back, the moment that plan land, then we're going to do it again.
Yep.
Period.
Period, poo.
That's more than Blueface, all right?
That's more than Blueface in the day.
Yeah, all right.
It's levels. It's okay.
That's
Shout out to the single people out there, though.
So what's next?
We do have, you know what I'm saying, y'all know what time it is, man. It's 5:51. So we got a few minutes left on this show. And y'all know that is it for the tea party.
That's too much tea today.
That was a lot of
I might have to delete this live, too.
But y'all know what time it is. It's time for that STFD. And since we got the alum in the building and the new one, and the new person too, show 83. You know what I'm saying? I know you ain't, you know what I'm saying?
It's all good. You got to make it official later, though.
Yeah, we make it official later. Now, we'll take you through the
What's she going to be providing us?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay, so me, Annie B, I will be providing the buzz in the city. You feel me?
Okay.
That busy bee buzz.
You don't know what to do? What you do?
You just go the extra mile.
Oh.
I can't sing. You mile it.
Go ahead. You mile it.
You mile it. Just
You
mile
mile it,
it,
girl.
okay?
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and let Miss Annie B start us off with the STFD, which means sit,
The fuck down.
please, forever. Anything,
And
anybody
ever,
that you want to tell to sit.
Somebody
the
want
fuck
to
down.
interrupt my life.
Make it
like
happen,
this?
yeah.
Oh.
Man, let me try. I'm trying to think of what happened this week. Oh!
Get him, girl.
All right, so we all know, like, if you're a hustler out there, you're in transition from your day job to being a full-time boss. You got to work for somebody else, right?
Always.
Because scared money don't make no money.
Always.
And if you ain't funding your own dreams, then ain't nobody else gonna support
That's
it.
right.
So, long story short, if you know a little bit about me, I work in a warehouse. You know, a little bit. I ain't gonna say when or where.
Amen.
So I'm at work or whatever, and I got one job, and I feel like everybody that has one job seems to find a way to mess it up.
Yeah.
You got one job. If your job is to label that box,
Just label the fucking
just label the box. The label shouldn't be upside down, bent up, all written on the wrong spot. You got one
Damn job.
Now, at any given moment, I got one job, and you start adding stuff in my territory that is not in my job description, we got a problem. Now, hold the thought. I will say this. There are some times you got to go outside your job description and do a little here, a little there. But some way, shape, or form, it still is tied into your actual position.
Right.
But the moment you try to come hand me a mop, or a bucket,
or a broom,
or tape, nigga,
or
I ain't
tape,
the box.
I can't get with it. So I work in a warehouse, and long story short, there was nothing left to do. So they asked people to mop a warehouse that is trifling already. And as people are mopping, yes, as people are mopping, the forklifts are just driving on by. You know what I mean?
Oh, hell no.
So me, I'm like, it's like raking leaves in a windstorm. I'm like, what is we doing? I said, make it make sense. So supervisor walks over and he's like, yo, Annie, there's a mop. He kind of like set it by me, hoping I would just walk over and grab it. No, what Annie do? Annie go get a box. Annie go get the tape. So then the other girl, long story short, was like, I think that's stupid. I ain't mopping. I think that's stupid. He was like, oh, is that right? You being insubordinate? So he writes her up.
One of them bosses.
Okay?
Yeah.
First of all, we already know. So then he comes back out, and he still was trying to persuade me to, like, he's like putting it closer. And then I look over, and it's like right next to the boxes. And I'm looking at my coworkers cracking up. They are laughing at me because they know I'm not picking up the mop. I don't care what you do. I don't care if that mop bucket rolled over here by itself. I am not about to mop y'all's warehouse, yo. I got a whole house. If I wanted to mop, I would have stayed home, mop my kitchen, mop my bathroom, mop my grandma's house.
Yeah.
I'm not about
friends'
to.
houses too, you can
Period. So at the end of the day, he comes over and he's like, so what's going on, Annie? I was like, if you want to be very direct, I'm going to let you know now. I'm about to go over here and I'm going to make these boxes.
And put my labels on them.
And I put my labels on them because the boxes need done indefinitely. Like, that's something that will never not be needed.
Right.
Walked over and start making the boxes. So I'm gonna need y'all people out there who are a boss or in management, some type of supervisor position to actually assess your workers. And if you don't have anything to do or anything for them to do, you at least need to make it make sense. And you need to STFD.
Sit the fuck down.
Mop your own fucking floors.
Mop your floor. You stand at the computer trying to get me to mop the floor.
Just save some goddamn money and send
me home. I could go mop my floor if you send me home.
I agree.
Facts.
That's it.
That's it.
Me? Y'all know who I'm giving the STFD.
Who you giving it to?
Incredible. Nick Cannon.
Oh,
Give it
shoot.
to
I
Nick
feel it,
Cannon,
baby.
man.
Short,
He gotta
simple,
get it.
to the point.
Your lyrics is not on the same level
As Blue Faces?
as Blueface.
Nick Cannon got bars?
So stop saying that you out here.
Bail that.
Over there?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You on the same level as Blueface to me, nigga.
Blueface is the hottest lyricist out there.
Who said that?
He did.
Nick Cannon said that he was better than J. Cole and Kendrick.
Overall,
I think that'll be a dope concept.
overall, I want to give the STFD to the people that's out there, that's putting their own value out there instead of letting the people choose. So Nick Cannon, you get the STFD.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
J. Marie, where you at?
Oh, it's my turn. I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
Oh my life.
You feel me? You felt that energy.
I got you, girl.
You proposing?
That was
No,
cute.
nigga.
What moment the
What the fuck? You said that
Booby
until I had this show,
STFD.
nigga.
Booby STFD.
get changed?
Would you like for me to propose to you?
That'll be awesome.
That's
I
cute.
seen
You
the girl
seen the little
proposing.
glow in his eyeball when she said that.
Where you at, J. Marie?
All right. So my STFD goes to Kodak Black, y'all. He got to get it today. Like, he is just, that was cute. He tried it. His heart was
Kodak.
broken. He was feeling some type of way. But
Big
him to
dummy.
shoot up nah, we ain't going to say that because we not
Allegedly.
sure if he did that. But
Allegedly.
he does get the STFD for saying that he was going to punch her in the stomach.
Yeah,
Yeah, he do.
That's not cool.
That's not.
Yeah.
You don't wish harm on the baby. Not the
Ever.
baby.
You come for the kids, you get cut.
Yeah, so he's going to
Facts.
Don't you know I will cut you?
Yeah.
Hondo?
I'm feeling good this week. You know, I'm gonna actually pass my SDFD off to
Hey.
Triple O, man.
Oh.
Who you got, Triple O?
Whoa.
Come on, get your
on,
SDFD
man.
in, bro, for all
Yeah.
The creator of
sake.
STFD.
Hey.
Go and get you one in for me.
Hey.
My STFD goes to everybody who hates on the black man who was promoted. and the ones who don't know how to act.
Lord
when
Jesus.
a black man gets promoted.
Okay.
Just because a black man is promoted don't mean y'all can start pulling out your barbecue grill. At work. No, we still got something to do.
Absolutely.
And don't be mad if you out there messing up and he gotta be like, hey man, come on, you gonna get me looked at funny, and you just don't want to get right. Y'all can STFD.
Yeah,
They gotta get them STF.
Shout out to the black man.
He went Annie B today. He like, y'all workers, listen, I did not sign this contract to be doing grills and mopping floors, okay?
I'm just saying, make it make sense.
I killed the grill at my job. I'm just saying.
Or how about this, J. Marie? If you gonna ask me to mop, at least you could pull out the grill and have some appreciation for your employees.
Or stop having you niggas ride across my wet fucking floor.
Something. A popsicle will do. We
have that shit in my house if you want to.
What was your STFD, Bob?
I got a double STFD this week.
You got 2
double
minutes.
whammy.
I got a double up. My first STFD is going to go to all the white people that try and insert themselves in a conversation. And when you insert yourself into the conversation, you make a joke and it comes out racist, but you don't mean to.
You the only motherfucker laughing?
Yeah. Y'all need.
They be trying.
I don't give a damn.
Or they be like,
you don't walk up to 2 black guys.
I got a joke.
In a job full of white guys and say, one of these things just doesn't belong here. Motherfucker, what you mean? They was trying to make a joke about themselves, like, oh, I'm short and white. I'm here with 2 taller black guys.
Right.
But yeah, you don't.
But
the whole company white.
It's 2 black people.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You don't do that.
Yeah, man. They have nothing. They have no concept.
One of these things. See the white dance with it too, like.
Yes. She was cracking up, and we both just sitting there like.
Is that what she said?
Yeah. Like. This is for real. This is for
no
real.
knowledge of racial barriers.
None.
No knowledge of racial
Next
barriers.
time that happens,
They didn't know any better.
1 more minute. Oh, we out of time.
We out of time.
So my second STFD. Go to YouTube, motherfuckers.
Here we go.
To who?
These 2.
What the fuck I do now?
that is this
I had to
song.
make sure I had to.
One Hondo.
He was pointing to.
Booby boo wop. Y'all both need this STFD forever because y'all not about to sit here and talk about my windows and clown me for a whole break. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not about to do that.
We got 1 Hondo.
Y'all all can STF. Y'all both can STFD for life now.
I muted them for you.
Thank you.
I got your back.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you mute me? What I do?
But
No, you still here, boo. You still.
we want to thank y'all for tuning in this week. Like I said, we had a great show this week. You
shit,
can't be
my bad.
keeping cutting me off. We had a great show this week, man. Don't forget to check us out again next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you that city buzz too.
She gonna buy that city buzz for us, okay?
Y'all know what it is for Booby Boo Wop, J. Marie,
Hey.
1 Hondo,
In the building.
and our newest, Annie B. It's your boy L. Boog. We up out of here.
In my granny house in 1983. 3 years later, saw my daddy kill a nigga in front of me. 3 years later, watched my mama mixing cocoa with her weed. 2 years later, racist cop killed a nigga named Malice Green. I grew up a unique way. You want money, you need yay. Ain't nobody gonna give you shit. Learn that from pumping UGK. Started grinding for this nigga